Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. I found a passage this morning that I like and I read every now and then. And when I read it, the first thing I think of is people that are referred to as Mr. Know-It-All. No matter what you say, no matter what you've done, no matter what, you're always going to run into that character that's done that before, done it better. Their stories are better. At first they're kind of comical, and you listen to them and you kind of chuckle when you listen to them because they do get a little extravagant, but they're entertaining. But I always think of this passage in First Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, because like I said, they're just after a while they're annoying. They're funny and then annoying, and then you're thinking, really, come on, that's far-fetched for somebody that, but nonetheless, they're fun, they're entertaining, and I'm sure we've all run into them before. You can't miss them. You don't run across them very often, but every now and then you'll run into one, and within a few minutes you've run into one, and you're going to be entertained, but it's just what it is. But in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, it says this, starting in verse 18, "Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you thinks that he is wise in his age, he must become foolish so that he may become wise. For the wisdom of the world is foolishness before God. For it is written, He is the one who catches the wise in their craftiness. And again, the Lord knows the reasoning of the wise, that they are useless." I like this passage because it points out, if you think of it from God's perspective, no matter how smart we are, no matter how intelligent we think we are, no matter how high our IQ is, God sees foolishness. And it's just one of them verses that just brings a chuckle. I kind of laugh at when I read, but it's a good message nonetheless. There's some good reasoning there that almost kind of like, don't be stuck on yourself, because you're always, there's always going to be somebody that's better than you are at whatever you do. And don't think because of how wise you are in the realm of things, in your occupation or whatever it may be, in the eyes of God, it's foolishness. He is much wiser. He is much smarter than we will ever be. And to try and compete on him on the same intellectual level is foolishness, as the passage says. But like I said, it's just one of those verses that I like to read, and I chuckle because I automatically think of somebody or some person that's usually referred to as Mr. Know-It-All. But there's some really good points in here, and one I like is that in verse 18, "If any man among you thinks he is wise in his age, he must become foolish so that he can become wise." And what I like about that is it's telling me that no matter how smart I think I am, I need to be quiet. I need to pay attention to what's being told to me in Scripture, or if I'm praying, the words I hear from God in my heart. I need to be quiet, and I need to listen. And I need to forget how smart that I think I am when someone's talking to me that's 10 times smarter than I will ever be. That's, and then going further, the wisdom of the world is foolishness, which is true. We can look around and see that some of the most intelligent people we run into or see on the news or whatever, a lot of times when you listen to them and you listen to it real close to what they're saying, it's just foolish and gobbledygook. Their comments make no sense, yet they think they're talking above our heads. Well, they are, because they're not saying anything that's coherent. And so that's why one of the deals I like about this passage, it reminds me, not in a subtle way, but in a forceful way, that no matter how smart that I think I am, in the eyes of God, my intelligence is I can't spit it out, foolishness, unless I'm willing to be humble and allow him to speak to me and take heed to what he's saying and really look at what has been said to me, just like this passage. It's pretty blunt what it says, but it's a good reminder that no matter how smart you think you are, God's wiser. And God's got the whole plan for what he's got laid out for your life. And so we should be humble and just allow him to lead us and not try and show him how smart we think we are, because it doesn't work that way. So think about that today. Think about this passage in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, verses 18 through 20. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you thinks that he is wise in his age, he must become foolish, so that he may become wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness before God. For it is written, he is the one who catches the wise in their craftiness. And again, the Lord knows the reasoning of the wise, that they are useless.